mistakes of Alex Radha Archangel. So, where we last left off was Alex Hartman pulsed softly in the dim light. So, let's continue onwards. Please do not, please try to not think too badly of us. She added, after everything you've been through, Scorpio, your father, I will never forgive myself for what happened. Sometimes I think it was wrong. Of course, never get you involved in the first place. We can talk about this another time. Alex has 2 weeks to reply. He watched as Mrs. Jones got up to and left. He guessed that Scorpio was decided to leave him alone because there's a few days later, the armed guards outside his room have quietly disappeared. And now in just over 12 hours, he would be out of here too. Jack had already been planning the weeks ahead. She wanted to take him on a holiday to Florida or perhaps the Caribbean. It was October, and the summer was definitely over. The leaves was falling, cold breezes coming in with the midnight. Jack wanted Alex to rest and regain his strength in the sun, but he secretly wasn't too sure. He picked up the text again, and he never thought he'd hear himself say this, but the truth was just what he wanted to go back to school. He wanted to be ordinary again, and Scorpio sent him a simple, unforgetting message. Being a spy could get killed. Irregular verbs are dangerous. Or less dangerous. There was a moment at the door, and a boy looked in. Hi, Alex, the boy understood Eastern, possibly Russian. Eastern European, possibly Russian. He was 14 with short blonde hair and blue eyes. His face was thin and his skin pale. He was wearing red pajamas and a large dressing gown, which made him seem smaller than he was. He was staying in the room next door to Alex, which had really been treated for his apprentice with his compilation. Since his name was Paul Devon and his surname was somehow familiar, but Alex didn't know anything more about him. And then 2 more of them had spoken briefly a few times. They were nearly the same age and the only teenagers in the corridor. Alex raised his hand. Hi, I hear you are getting out of here tomorrow, Paul said. Yes, how are you? Another day. Where's Lucky? I've been in the doorway. He seemed to want to come in at the same time. Something held him back. He'll be glad to leave. He admitted. I want to go home. Where's my home? Alex asked. I'm not sure. Paul was completely serious. We live in London most of the time, but my father's always moving. Moscow, New York, the southern of France. He's been too busy to even come in and see me. Now we've seen so many houses. Now we have so many houses. Sometimes I wonder which one's my home. Where do you go to school? Alex picked up on the motivation of Moscow and assumed Paul must be Russian. I don't go to school. I have tutors. Paul strong gets too difficult. My life is sort of weird because of my father, because of everything anyway. Anyway, I'm jealous of you, but getting out of home. Good luck. Thanks. Paul hesitated, fraction longer than ever. Alex gazed thoughtfully through the empty doorway. Perhaps his father was some sort of politician or banker, and on a few occasions he got the impression that the other boy was friendly. He wondered how many kids were admitted into his hospital who had fathers willing to send thousands to make them better, but had no time to examine visit. While they were there, there was 9 o'clock. Alex flickered through the TV channel. There was nothing on. He Wish now that he accepted the sleeping pill from the nurse. A little slip of water and he would have been out for the night and out of the hospital. The next day, Alex was looking forward to that more than anything. He needed to start his life again, and he watched an hour of comedy that didn't make him laugh. Then he switched off the television, turned off the light, and curled up in the bed one last time to see him. Briefly, he remembered the scent of her perfume, and then he was asleep, but not for long. Alex knew it was 12:30. There was a clock beside his bed, and its neurons glowing in the dark. He woke up, reluctantly trying to climb back down into the pit from which he had come. The truth it was too difficult to sleep, even when he had done nothing to make him tired. All day he'd been lying there, breathing in the clean, conditioned atmosphere that St. Dominic's past for the air. He lay in the semi-darkness, wondering what to do, when he got up and slipped into his dressing gown. This was the worst thing about being in hospital. There was nowhere to go. Alex couldn't get used to it. Every night for a week he'd been walking about the same time, and finally he decided to break the rules and escape the study box in his room. He wanted the study box, that was his room. He wanted to be outside. He needed the smell of London. He needed the smell of London. The noise outside. He needed the noise of traffic. The feeling that he still belonged to the real world. He put on a pair of slippers and went out. The lights was really dim, casting on no more than a discreet glow outside the room. There was a computer screen gleaming behind the nurse's station. No sign didn't meet anyone else. Alex took a step forward. There are a few more. There are few places more silent than a hospital in the middle of the night. He felt almost afraid to move, as if he was breaking some sort of unreal law between health, and sick. But he knew he would just lie for awake hours if he stayed in bed. And he had nothing to worry about. Mr. John was certain that the scorpion was no longer a threat. He was almost tempted to leave the hospital and catch the night bus home. Of course, that was out of the question. He couldn't go down for, but he was still determined to reach the main reception with it. Sliding glass doors and just beyond with a real street with people. A real street with people, cars, noise, and by the day the three receptionists answered the phone and dealt with the inquiry. After 8 o'clock, there was just one. Alex had already met him, a cheerful Irishman, and called Connor Hackett. The two of them had simply become friends. Connor was 65. Ivan had spent most of his life in Dublin. He'd taken a job to help support with his 9 grandchildren. They talked after a while. Alex had persuaded Connor to let him go outside. He spent a happy 15 minutes on the pavement in front of the main entrance, watching the passing traffic, breathing in the midnight. In the night, he would do the same. Now maybe he could stretch it into half an hour. Connor would complain. He would threaten to call the nurse, but Alex would let him have his way. He avoided the lift if afraid of the noise of the bell as it arrived. It would give him away. He walked down the stairs to the first floor and continued along the corridor. From there, he could look down on to the polished floor reception and the glass entrance doors. As he could see Connor sitting behind his desk reading a massive magazine. Even down there, the lights were dim, as if the hospital wanted to remind us that they were the moment they came in. And Connor turned the page. He was about to walk down the last few stairs, and suddenly the front of the door slid open. Alex was both startled and a little embarrassed. He didn't want anyone to be caught there in his dressing gown and pajamas. At the same time, he wondered who could possibly be visiting Street Dominic at this time of night. He took a step back, disappearing into the shadows. Now he could watch everything that was happening and observe. 4 men came in. They were in the late 20s and all looked fit. The leader was wearing a combat and the governor t-shirt. The others with jeans, hooded sweatshirts, and trainers from where he was hiding. Alex couldn't make out their faces very clearly, but he knew that there was something thrilling around the way they moved somehow too fast to energize the people. They'll move more cautiously when they came into a house. After all, no one actually wants to be there. Hey, how are you doing? The first one asked the words cut through the glue. He had a full, cultivated voice. How can I help you? The receptionist asked. He sounded as puzzled as Alex felt. Oh, to be like to visit one of your patients, Alex said, I wonder if you can tell us who he is. I'm very sorry, but Alex didn't see Connor's face. He could imagine the sound of his voice. You can't visit anyone now. No, it's almost 1 o'clock. You have to come back tomorrow. I don't think you understand. Alex felt the feelings of nervousness. All of menace crept into the man's voice, and there was something sinister about the way the other 3 men were positioned. They were spread out between the receptionist and the men to the lift. They didn't want him to leave, nor anyone else enter. Do we want to see Paul Devon? Alex heard the name with a shiver. Disbelief. The boy in the room next to his wife. Why would he want these men want to see him solely at night? What room is he in? The man in the combat jacket asked. Connor shook his head. I can't give you the information, he protested. Come back tomorrow then. Let's all very happy to help you then. Did we want to know? We want to know now. No, the man insisted. He reached into his jacket and Alex felt the floor sway beneath him. The man produced a gun. It was equipped with a silencer pointing at the receptionist's head. Why you Conrad's gun in with it? His voice has risen to a high-pitched squeal. I can't. Okay, so that's the end of this videos. I'll see you in the next one.